Okay, so gotta level up for taking a hand, and not everyone did. Yes. What do we got here? Any agility? Any? Any? Tell you one thing, that career just came in handy. Let's see. Willpower, ballistics, toughness. I could use a little bit more toughness. Alacrity. I'd like to get more accuracy from behind cover, because I did notice there's a lack of accuracy. Dash. I don't even have dash. What's archetype ability? Right. Strong together. Flinching faith. Hatred. What the area is. Disturbed effects. Okay, so we already have this. Tech use logic. Perception. Awareness skill. Temp. Looking for extra turns, extra turns. Okay. Just think about getting that crowd kill. Damage gain 13 dodge. Whoa. Disarm. Do not suffer, okay? Race for impact and extra turn. Allows use any ranged weapon in threatened areas. Huh? Perfect. Okay, let's get the heck out of here.
Lord Captain, reporting, the heralds of the novice Nobilite continue to maintain Vox silence. Perhaps due to Eurac V being off-limits to visitors, we intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear, we are told to turn the ship around immediately. We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed novice Nobilite house requires aid and therefore, cannot respond to our Vox transmission.
Case. Contact the station again. Actually, detect the accumulation. Order the Augur crew to scan the station.
Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remains silent for a while, but then you hear static and Vigdis's measured voice. The officers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings.
Okay.
We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So, the question remains, why are the esteemed navigators heralds ignoring us?
Okay, contact the station again. I will negotiate personally.
The Vox relays the cadent sound of grinding gears and clicking tumblers. I am sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not reply even after an official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person.
Okay, order the crew to commence docking with the station.
Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you will have to look for the esteemed navigators blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path.
You mean the Corpse Emperor? Yeah, God Emperor. Hail. Yep. Let's go, guys. Please report any bugs find my broken character, creature, item, blah blah blah. Oh boy.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Secrets of the Novice Nobilite. Explore the station to find the answers. Hello? Hello? What the? Huh? What happened? What? Huh?
A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet-black unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead.
Step back. Or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness.
Abelard, if you would be so kind.
The Seneschal takes a deep breath.
Before you stands his lordship the rogue traitor Gladius von Valancius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Coronis expanse and bearer of the sacred warrant of trade. Allow me to point out that Nobilite custom requires the Lord Navigator to introduce himself first, but given the, unusual circumstances on the station, his lordship the rogue traitor is willing to turn a blind eye to your hostility. But just this once. In this case, I shall turn a blind eye to your unceremonious invasion. But just this once.
There is a dangerous glint in the man's dark-shrouded eyes.
Very well, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felek Christoph August, keeper of this place. So, you did not arrive to offer support to the traitors? This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Eurac V is a holy sanctum for House Orselio and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list.
The navigator looks at his guards and winces. The soldiers are quivering as if their tormented flesh were being flayed, yet they keep clutching their weapons.
Came in search of a navigator. Probably even navigate and will immediately depart the station.
I do not think this is possible. Eurac V is an observation station. We do not sign contracts and do not provide navigators. We delve into the depths of infinity and chart the movements of the warp storms.
What?
And besides,
Felek gestures at the disorder around him.
You have chosen an inopportune time for negotiations. Came in search of navigators, so you're coming with me. Is that so?
Even wounded, Felek Orselio remains composed.
I do not think so. You cannot force me, you can only end my life. But this is not your heart's desire, is it? Perhaps, we can help one another and reach a more beneficial agreement.
What agreement are you talking about?
You came to this station for a reason. House Orselio will not be able to help you until the current crisis is resolved, but if you aid us now I promise we will reach an agreement that you will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or the powers of our navigators.
Okay, fine. Alright. I'm looking for the Lord Inquisitor Interrogator on Heinrich von Kolak. Right.
The Lord Inquisitor's interrogator? I think I would know if such an important individual decided to pay us a visit.
Okay, why would the keeper keep us blah blah blah?
The blame lies with Theobald Orselio, the second keeper of Eurac V. The old man was a great navigator, but he could no longer control his powers. I begged him to retire, but he was too obsessed with our mistress, Lady Kasha.
Who?
His madness and stubbornness spelled doom for the entire station, for he opened his third eye in a fit of rage and unleashed the horrors of the warp on those who displeased him. The Theobald I knew would never have used his powers in such a reckless manner. This will be difficult to explain to the uninitiated, but I am going to try. The warp currents in the system have been tumultuous for dozens of cycles and have worn the veil between our world and the Immaterium thin and frail, at least here on the station. The ruinous powers are trying to tear it down completely and corrupt all living things. The servants were the first to fall victim to it. Oh, their bodies morphed, and pain and despair drove the poor souls mad. The lunatics took my mistress prisoner and almost destroyed the station, but I rallied the few who still followed the light of the Golden Throne to set things right.
The Lord Navigator here is speaking the unvarnished truth. I bet this station is full of voices and whispers, all trying to break through from the other side, waiting for you to reach out and swing the door open wide.
Okay.
I sincerely hope the influence of the Immaterium has not yet affected your body and your soul.
Uh-oh.
With all due respect, I advise you not to remain at the station. Return to your void ship. I need to save Lady Kasha. If you are not willing to help or indeed risk your life, you must leave now.
Alright, what kind of help are you talking about?
I would never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances, and yet.
Felek takes his hand away from his rib cage, notices blood, and winces in pain.
And yet Lady Kasha's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed.
Okay, great.
In order to ascend to the mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orselio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part and the other was lost during the mutiny. But even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered.
Okay, so how do I remake the control rod?
I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood.
Alright.
It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priest ceaselessly performed the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us.
Okay, great thing. I have a fantastic tech priest.
Pasquale excitedly reaches for a data slate.
Requesting access to the object's data crypt. The novice Nobilite use independent modifications of standard sanguinary technologies due to the uniqueness of the genetic code inherent in the lineage of each house.
Okay, got it. Aha.
Felek looks exhausted, but arrogant resolve bolsters his voice.
And these technologies were made secret for a reason. I must respectfully decline your request, esteemed servant of the Omniseia. You have your sacraments and we have ours.
Oh, okay, well, it's just... So how much is the power of this elevator?
The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence, and the sacred mechanism will do the rest.
If it's so simple, why don't you just do it yourself?
I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory and the guard room is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the novice Nobilite or incurring the Emperor's wrath. They bow only to brute strength, something which I currently happen to lack.
Right, I guess that makes sense. So what you decided? Senate and Devon... It would be an honor to save the Lady Navigator from her woes.
Felek nods curtly.
You should hurry, then. We will stay here to hold the line and lick our wounds. Good luck, rogue traitor. And may the Emperor's light be with you.
Alright, explore the station to find answers. Restart the elevator. Cogitator in the guard room. Elevator control can can be built using the blood and the sacred blah blah blah.